Y'all, this week has really stretched me. Your girl is tired. I am tired, okay? All beautiful things, though, all for the alignment and for the greater good and for my growth in this journey that I'm on. So, on one hand, it's like I'm sleepy, I'm tired. Y'all see my eyes are watering because I just need to rest. I've had a migraine for a couple days due to lack of sleep. I called off work today. It's Monday, y'all. I'm recording. Y'all gonna see this on Wednesday when it drops, but it's Monday and I'm recording this. And I called off work because only getting like 4 hours, 5 hours of sleep, maybe six at max. Oh, it ain't cutting it. So I'm gonna rest. I'm gonna take a nap after this, but it feels good to be busy with things that you prayed for, with things that you wanted, with goals and dreams that you've been envisioning and working hard towards. And so it's like a beautiful sacrifice, right? Because it's not for nothing. I'm not just out here doing and moving reckless. It all is for a beautiful purpose and journey. And this past week, I've been doing something every day. Well, these past couple weeks have been busy. Um, I wouldn't even say this past week, but I'm starting to feel it more in this week. Um, Pushing my body to its limits with just being consistent with my yoga practice and really being stretched and challenged in my yoga teacher training with just the knowledge and the wisdom and the tools that we're learning and um, just talking about life and all of the things, getting real philosophical in that class. And it's just challenging and stretching me, and exercising just my mind, my being, how I'm showing up and being real intentional and conscious of it. And that takes a lot of energy, right? Because it's new. And the amount of energy that I'm pouring into this journey is so rewarding, but it can be tiring, right? It's that burning desire, um, and having the discipline, right? Because you can find joy in your hobbies and your interests and what you're doing. But that doesn't mean that the work is always fun. That doesn't mean that the work is always pleasurable. And it can be, fun and joyful, but sometimes it can be exhausting. It can be tiring, right? And finding, I'm working on now in this new space of finding balance with, because I'm just so excited, and just even now I'm just like, on my mind. There's so much that I want to do, and there's so much I can be doing, and I I'm really about to force myself to rest today, um, and to find stillness, because that is something that I struggle with just a little bit, especially when spiritually I'm so on fire and I'm so aligned and I'm feeling just so good that I just want to be on go. That it's like I don't want to miss out on anything. I don't want to miss a moment. I don't want to miss a second. I just want to be super indulged in all that I'm doing and being. And it's like, chill. You need to rest, right? because eventually, like I'm starting to see now with just getting these migraines that I haven't experienced really in a while, and they start to show up when I don't have enough sleep, right? So that lack of sleep is catching up to me, and I need to listen to my body as well, because that is also honoring my spirit, honoring my mind, honoring my whole being. Um, can't just pour into one and neglect the other, because they all work together. And so, man, I think I talked about this in another video. Like, I just spiritually, I'm on fire, but physically, my body is like, girl, you need to rest a little bit. You need to take a bath. You need to get a massage. You just need some stillness in your life. Because that is productive too. There is so much doing and being when you are doing absolutely nothing. To be in a space of silence, and not even just sleeping, but just being in a space of silence and quietness and meditating is so crucial to our health, our wealth, our being, our mental, how we continue to show up in the world. And I really am about to challenge myself this week to create more space for meditation. But today I'm going to get rest after I'm finished recording this. Um, because, yeah, every day, like I'm on a schedule. First off, I start work. I have to be clocked in working at 6:30. So obviously I try to get up before then. And I'm usually not going to sleep, yeah, until like midnight, probably. Sometimes later. So I'm challenging myself to get to bed a little earlier. I'm gonna figure it out how. And then today I'm resting. I took off work. Use that PTO if y'all got it, because you are no good to yourself or to others if you're tired, if you're sick, if you're ill, if you're not functioning at your highest self. You can't pour into others when your cup isn't full, right? If you don't have nothing to give, you can't give anything to anybody else. But last night, I did do something so fun, something so I had the most beautiful experience doing something I've been wanting to do, but I haven't. And I feel like it was the perfect ending to my busy week, to really just tying everything in, and also just what I'm talking about with rest and need and rest. It really helped to inspire and push me to take the day off today and to rest and to honor myself in this space. So I went to a floating, um, like sound healing experience, like sound bath, where I was in the pool, like in a pool, floating on a bed. So I was laid down on a bed. I had my eye mask on, I had a blanket on, and I I don't even know how long we were in the water for, to be honest, because once I got in that water, had my eye mask on, had my blanket on, and just found peace and quiet and stillness while they were doing the sound bowls and all of the healing sounds and instruments that they had. There's also an instructor who was using her voice to create healing sounds. And um, I think at one point there was she was singing some affirmations. There was also, and she was also, I mean, she had the most beautiful voice. I absolutely love the power and healing that her voice brings. And doing that experience while just floating in the pool, I was transcended into such a beautiful place of peace, of a deep meditation that I hadn't fully tapped into. Like, I'm still trying to find the words to explain just that experience that I had and what I was able to tap into, the peace of it all. Because it's like, it felt like I was sleeping, but I wasn't sleeping. Like, I haven't reached that deep level of meditation ever. I don't think I've ever experienced that before, so deeply, so profoundly. And I was so present, but felt like I was in a whole other dimension. Um, I'm sitting here still trying to process it and find the language to describe the peace that I felt, the fullness that I felt, the safety that I felt. And there were like, I think they said there was at least like 50 people in the pool all at once. Um, but the way I felt like there was no one else around me, I felt like I was completely by myself. And even though like I was hearing the sound bowls and hearing the instructor sing and hearing her beautiful voice, I've never, I'm crying. I've never experienced anything like that before. The deep level of peace, the deep level of peace and gratitude and awareness of self that I tapped into during that experience. It was magical. It was magnificent. It like something completely shifted in me during that experience last night. It was like confirmation that I'm here, that I'm safe, like I am where I need to be, the beauty that I'm experiencing, even just this week. The way that I'm pouring into myself and loving myself, this space that I'm creating for myself, the joy that I have, this, I keep saying peace and safety because it's this, haven't felt just this level of just calm, just calmness in my life, in all areas, even with the struggles, um, even with the loss that I've been dealing with, um, even with all of the ugliness, in this world and the dark in this world, the way that the light continues to shine within and all around me, and the way I'm continuing to be just reminded of that, the way I'm continuing to be able to experience, like the opportunity to be able to experience all of this light and love. I I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed. I don't even have the word, like what's another word beside grateful, beside gratitude, like I just feel like I've been getting the biggest hugs from God. Just the weather and the sun, just all the beauty that I've been seeing. And I know part of it is the perspective of it all and the work that I'm doing and the way I'm choosing to view, um, the way that I'm feeling about myself, and the internal work that I'm doing is evident by my outer experience, by the external experiences that I'm having, the energies that are being brought to me, even just in random passings and conversations. It's just been so lovely. It's been so lovely. And this weekend was that as well. Um, Even just my yoga teacher training classes, what we've been talking about, um, what we've been discussing, like the conversations that I'm having with my classmates, during breaks and just in between, the way that I'm tapping more into my body and feeling just more grounded has been so beautiful. I and like everything's not perfect, right? But it's like so enough. Finding that enoughness, being present to just experiencing and being and feeling all of the feels. Like I feel so full. I feel so fulfilled. I'm not where I would like to be, right? But I'm working towards it. Like I'm on the right path. The vision for my purpose and for what I need to do next has becoming so much more clear to me. Um, it doesn't feel like a struggle. There's a difference between a challenge and a struggle because it's not being forced. Um, I'm walking into the challenge and walking into these new spaces and opportunities. Um, and it's pushing me to be better. It's all for the greater good. So the challenge comes from just not knowing, right? The challenge is, when I realize what I don't know and what I need to learn, and then um, seeking out that wisdom, studying and putting in the work so that I can gain the knowledge and wisdom that I need to throughout every challenge and lesson, that's presenting itself to me. But oh man, that experience last night, being around all, I mean, and it was pretty much all black people too. Um, so having like 50 people there, all black people, the facilitators and everyone who hosted the event were black, the yoga instructors, the sound healers were black. It was the most beautiful, liberating, fulfilling experience. Like I still it's like I'm transformed. And it's like I don't want to sound dramatic, but the God knows that I've been waiting and yearning for this level of peace, of love, of alignment, of joy, of like real unison and oneness with myself. And the space that I was brought to during that experience, my God, my God, my God. Like, y'all, I can't even completely shifting the conversation, but it is so worth it to be on that journey of self discovery and self healing, right? To release and let go, to create that space so that all of this is possible. We oftentimes don't talk about, when you're going through your healing journey, um, and the pain that comes with it from letting go, from realizing the roles that you played in your own demise and destruction and pain, and the mistakes you made. So that real deep forgiveness part of it um, can be really hard because you have to continue to forgive yourself. And then more comes up, and continue to forgive yourself and continue to forgive those who have caused harm or have made mistakes. And it's like that continuous journey of becoming aware of the bullshit, of the trauma, of the negative cycles, and but this other side of it. And that's why people talk about this other side of it, because it's like you almost forget, because that's how good that light and that sun feels when you finally get there. It's almost like when I'm, going through pregnancy and childbirth. It's like all of that pain, the sleepless nights, the discomfort, that long journey of being with child and growing a whole human being as a woman inside of you. Um, and it's like once your baby is there and you're experiencing them, and you get to hold them and smell them, all of that pain and suffering, just it's like you forget about it. And I also think that's why a lot of it is not talked about, because it's so good. And then more challenges and obstacles come, that you do forget about all, because it's so worth it. It is so worth it. So it's like, well, why talk about it? Like, yeah, it is, it's a journey, and it can be painful and sad, and you can break your own heart, but being on this side of it, being in this space of peace, of just beauty and joy, having this level of faith, of calmness, contentment. It's like, yeah, I went through all that, and I got through it, and I'm thriving in it, and I'm thriving through all that was meant to get me here. Um, that perspective is everything, right? Like, I had to go through all of that, and I knew I needed to go through it, and I gave myself permission to go through it and to feel all those feels, and to let myself fall, to let myself get into the darkest space, because I needed to find my light again. I needed to recreate what that light would look like in this new season of my life. And I embraced that darkness, because I knew that was where my light would shine the brightest. And that experience last night, it was so beautiful. I was brought to a space that I guess I didn't think that I could get there, or so soon, I should say. Something I was working up towards, right? And I'm just gonna keep crying every time I talk about it. That's why they say focus on the journey and not the destination, because it'll come when it comes. And I wasn't expecting that response. I wasn't expecting to be able to go so deep within like I did, to really tap into the deepest parts of me. And to get there, part of it, I think, was being scared. So I rejected going that deep. And I feel like that is also a fear that I think a lot of people have, when we're talking about these experiences of sound bowls and sound healing, and the meditation of it all, because I think people are scared of themselves. And so we hear things like, you know, bringing up the devil, and what are we conjuring up, and is it evil spirits, and it's a projection, so we can be fearful of ourselves in those spaces because we don't know, because we feel like what truly deep down is in our darkest spaces, we think of those as being negative. We think of it as being just bad and cruel. But it was so beautiful when I went that deep and found that there was nothing. There was nothing but love and peace and enoughness and calmness in those spaces. Like, uh, that was so beautiful. And I'm still feeling this deep calmness of it all. But the way I'm feeling is I'm feeling on such a deep level. Like it just even just the way that I'm just touching myself, like just the way that I'm feeling this shirt and this fabric in my skin, like the energy, the electricity. Like I'm completely mind blown right now. Just the way my senses are heightened. And it's like I'm so calm and aware and present, but like I just feel so deeply. I like the third eye is open, and like, I can't, you guys, I can't even put this into words. All that to say, last night inspired this space that I'm in today. One to take some time to rest and restore. So again, after I'm done with this, I will be getting some rest and calming and just being, because my body does need some rest and some sleep. My mind needs some of that as well, um, because it has been a busy week. Now, it hasn't been chaotic. Busy doesn't mean chaotic. It doesn't mean stressful. It's just been busy. Again, in good ways, in productive ways, which is the goal. You don't want to just be doing stuff just because, or it has to make sense. It has to be aligned. I don't want to do without intention. So everything that I've been doing, the energy that I've been given and receiving, um, the way that I've been pushing and stretching myself and being challenged has been so intentional. And it's felt so good. Like I love it so much. I love the busyness, and the busy schedule that I've had the last couple weeks, because again, it's been all for the greater good. Um, it's been all for the greater good, y'all. Uh, and recognizing that I'm honoring myself. Even, last episode, if you guys watch, if you haven't, go watch it, because I talked about honoring myself and having a hard day, and instead of fighting those feelings and just going about my regular schedule, I consciously made that shift and was like, no, I need to find some space, a little bit of more space of stillness and to be, but then also just um, shifting what I did that day. And it wound up being such a beautiful journey and experience. And I was able to connect with my community and those who are aligned, who are in this wellness space, who are, I went to the Veg Fest, which was all vegan businesses and advocates and vendors. And again, the most beautiful experience, beautiful conversations, just being able to see people, connect with people that I haven't been able to in a while or who I've been wanting to. Man, and that continued on uh, throughout all of, throughout that whole week and my weekend. And now we're back to Monday. And yeah, I'm gonna rest because I know I need to just one let all of this kind of marinate, you know. And I want to be present in these feelings, and I want to hold on to them. Um, and I think it's really important to make space for reflection, to really soak up these deep moments of gratitude, and being present in those and being still in these moments matters. And so, yeah, I'm about to get some rest after this. Um, find some quiet calmness. I'm probably gonna go to yoga class tonight because it's so good, and it continues to tie together with everything that I'm doing and working towards. And I'm really grateful, y'all. Like, I'm really grateful to continue to like bet on myself, to continue to create these spaces for myself, and to continue to have faith to know that it will all work out when it's meant to, when it's supposed to, and that through every moment, through every challenge, through every day, as long as I'm staying aligned and doing the work, like God will do the rest, you know. And I will get to where I need to be in divine timing, in God's divine timing. And that's been very evident this week. Uh, my heart is so full, y'all. My heart is so full. I got a lot of notes to self. I got a lot of notes to self this episode. Note to self: continue to stay present. Note to self: continue to make space for silence and for rest, because we are not robots, we are not machines. God gave us these bodies to be good steward over, and one of the requirements is rest. It is sleep. You need those. So get some rest. Note to self: the unknown may seem dark, and scary, but there is so much beauty, so much opportunity, so much abundance of goodness in the unknown because you're staying aligned, because you're continuing to do the inner work and continuing to show up for yourself and continuing to place yourself in the best positions when it comes to your mind, when it comes to your actions, when it comes to your words, that the unknown is going to meet you where you are. So continue to embrace it. Continue to have faith in all that you're doing and know that the unknown is going to continue to work for your greater good. Okay? It's not about that destination. We don't know when those blessings are going to come, but they will come. They will come. A lot of times when you're not even expecting it, because you're so focused on the journey and what you're doing that those outcomes aren't even on your mind because you're so focused on being present and being in the now. So they may seem sporadic or they may seem like they're coming out of nowhere, but it is just confirmation that you are where you need to be and you are doing what you are being called to do, and God sees it. And that means that you are ready to receive it when you do receive those blessings, when you do receive those outcomes that you've been wanting or that you thought of in the beginning once you started working on those goals and that vision that you had. It is all coming together. It is all coming together. And I'm so happy that I'm getting to experience all that I'm experiencing in this season. I love it. I love it, y'all. So I pray that everybody gets to experience what I just experienced, what I'm experiencing. Um, Man, I encourage people to look into meditation, to look into silence, to look into the practice of it. Um, I encourage all of my people to look into sound healing, you know, those frequencies, the sound frequencies, and what they can do and the healing properties of it all. Um, it's not bad, you know. You get what you seek, right? So if you're seeking dark, evil, if that's what your focus is on, that's what you're gonna get. Okay. you you get what you seek. So keep that in mind when you're entering into these spaces. And then just allow and create the space for healing, for goodness to enter your life. Don't talk yourself out of it. You deserve it. You are worthy of it. Um, and it's beautiful, y'all. It is transformational. I see I was crying like crying. That was not get on these folks. Internet crying to y'all. That was not the intention, but I want to show authentically my journey, my experiences. And we're human, right? Our emotions are very complex. And there's not just one way to be or to feel. You can feel a lot at the same at the same time. And so embracing all of it, continuing to love on yourself enough to know that you're worthy enough to experience these beautiful these beautiful moments, this beautiful energy, the beautiful community and support around you. Um, so yeah, enjoy, like, subscribe, share if you haven't. I will be dropping these videos weekly for now. Eventually, I'll have some guests on here really talking more in depth on certain topics of healing, of growth, people's own journey to self fulfillment, to self wholeness and alignment. But for now, just continue to stay tuned. I appreciate y'all coming on this journey with me. If you made it this far into the video, I'm so thankful for you. I'm so appreciative. I'm so glad that you are here and that you found this video. I pray that it has touched you, motivated you, aligned you, gave you whatever it is that you needed. Um, I pray that my journey, my truths, my experiences are helping and impacting you all in beautiful ways. Until next time.